You're listening to an Airwave Media Podcast.
All set for your flight?
Yep, I've got everything I need. Eye mask, neck pillow, T-Mobile, headphones.
Wait, T-Mobile?
You bet. Free in-flight Wi-Fi. 15% off all Hilton brands. I never go anywhere without T-Mobile. Same goes for my water bottle, chewing gum, nail clippers,
okay,
passport.
I'm gonna leave you to it.
Find out how you can experience travel better at T-Mobile.com/travel.
Qualifying plan required. Wi-Fi were available on select U.S. airlines. Deposit and Hilton Honors membership required for 15% discount. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome to From Beneath the Hollywood Sign. If you love old movies, Hollywood history, or the golden age of filmmaking, you've come to the right place. This is the podcast that talks about amazing stories of Tinseltown from another era and fascinating conversations with writer-producer Steve Cubine and actress-writer Nan McNamara.
So, Steve, did Ava Gardner and Howard Hughes have a good relationship?
Well, they did until he dislocated her jaw.
What?
Well, don't worry. She hit him back with an ashtray.
From Beneath the Hollywood Sign is the gin joint for you.
Recorded in Chicago, Illinois, with your hosts, Ken, Matt, Neal, and Jeff. This is Triviality. The cream of the crop!
Hello and welcome to Triviality, the game where lack of seriousness meets a little bit of knowledge. My name is Neal, and I'm joined in the studio first by Jeff. How's it going, Jeff?
I'm fine. How are you doing, Neal?
I'm doing pretty well. You're wearing a nice green shirt today, very festive for the greenery that is upon us of what should be summer but is kind of spring still.
Or fall.
Or fall.
With the 60 degrees we've had for a month.
Yeah, a little concerning. But
my white shirt, the purity of spring.
Ken has a white shirt, yeah. Matt
that's the direction you took it?
Matt is not here. He actually took an internship with The Gap out in San Francisco just to see if he could fall into it, and we're going to hear back if he did or not.
Boo.
But we do have a guest in studio, and her name is Emily.
Before we start,
yes,
I kind of had to skip dinner. You guys mind if I have a snack in the studio?
No, that's fine.
I'll be really quiet. So
that's fine. So the guest in the studio is a Cruiserweight Champion on.
Oh, I'm sorry. Just be a second.
Hold on, I'll just redo it.
All right.
So our guest in the studio today is a Cruiserweight Champion. All right, hold on. Let me.
Ken, it's kind of rude.
Hold on. Sorry, Emily.
I'm sorry.
Here, I'll clap. I'm just going to start the. All right, so Emily Baker.
I'm really sorry, guys.
Emily Baker, she's a Cruiserweight Champion on Patreon. We appreciate her support.
Sounds like I'm crushing cars in between my jaws.
We're sorry, Emily.
I got introduced like 3 times, so I'm happy.
That's true. If there was, yeah, that's true. If there was a count for how many times we said your name and it's like a drinking game, then everyone who's heard Emily Baker, keep drinking.
Those are the best marshmallows I ever had, though.
They were very, very white marshmallows and very fluffy. Emily, so you play pub trivia at the same place that we do every Monday night with Jason Borsum of Liquid, as we call it, Courage Entertainment. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, I'm a grad student at Dominican University over in River Forest, and I work at Loyola Medical Center in Maywood. And I'm also a speech coach over at Lyons Township High School. So
wow,
I coach kids how to speak good.
That's amazing. That's really great stuff. You would get along with my girlfriend a lot because she went to Dominican. She is a speech coach, and she worked at Loyola for a while.
Oh my God, no way!
Yeah, it's insane. Yeah, and also at Dominican, I think I've told this story very, very shortly, but I was a sleeveless, shirtless street drummer in Macbeth.
Yeah, I may have heard that.
Yeah,
27 times.
I haven't seen a picture though yet.
No, I think I do have a picture somewhere. We'll see. I have the vest in here though, and it still looks the same. It has fake muscles built in.
Yeah, you need those.
That's true. More stories to come later, but thank you for joining us, Emily.
Thanks for having me. I'm really excited.
And if you guys haven't heard yet, you will soon. Emily hosted a game of Letterkenny, Laid On Me with Jeff and Ken, also with Matt Doherty, another member of the, I guess, croppers, whatever we're calling ourselves, the creamers. I don't know.
Not that one.
Not that one. But yeah, they did a Letterkenny Laid On Me, so I'm looking forward to hearing that one.
Can confirm.
Yeah.
Okay. Texas size 10-4.
There you go. But we have a special guest hosting the game today. One of us is not hosting, and it is one of our awesome teammates from Geek Bowl, one of the men that we go to for gambling advice, betting, how to work the horse races, and that is Vivek Ravishenker, another Cruiserweight champion on Patreon. How's it going, Vivek?
It's going well, thank you.
So
thank you for teaching me how to lose at blackjack.
I was going to say the advice is only so good if you're poor and cowardice.
The advice was sound. The cards just didn't flip in my favor.
No, I know.
You'll get them next time, right?
So what have you been up to? We heard you're doing some golfing.
Yeah, some golf, some work. It is the 3 months that it's nice in New England, so just taking advantage of it.
How's your short game? Is that something people say?
That is something people say, and my short game is improving.
It's the only thing I'm actually decent at.
Golf.
Now
I can't putt and I can't drive, but I can hit a 9-iron.
With the weather
days.
being nicer, how was your shorts game? Oh, man, that's like 2 dad jokes for like no reason. I don't know why they're coming out of me tonight.
Because it's day after Father's Day. Yeah,
that's true. Yesterday was Father's Day. You're right. So we're all dads down here. Is that what Pennywise would say?
Such a dad.
Are you?
Yeah,
yeah,
totally.
Well, we're hoping for some good dad jokes today. And we'll get into later. I mentioned to the guys the other day that the Jonas Brothers album dropped, and I have a little story I can tell later, but we'll get to it. Not that I dated any of them before they got married, but you never know. All right. So before we get started, let's throw it to the rules guy, who also is a Jonas Brothers fan, and he's going to do it in the style of Nick Jonas.
The rules of the game are simple. 20 questions split into 2 rounds worth 10 points apiece. At halftime, there'll be a special swing round designed by this week's host. After regulation, players will enter the final round with the points that they've accumulated and will have a chance to wager 0 to 30 points on 5 categorized questions. At the end of the game, someone will be named the cream of the crop.
Corn nuts.
Cream rise to the top.
Great reading today.
Great. Yep. That's a good ASMR too for all you guys.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'll cut that out. Don't worry about it.
I'm really
Just
sorry.
remind me.
Guys, I'm so sorry.
Just remind me to cut it out. Vivek, Emily, we're sorry. Jeff,
Not my ASMR trigger, but it's somebody's.
Can you make a note, Jeff, for me to cut that out?
Yeah,
We don't want people listening to that. Okay. All right. Well, Vivek, feel free to take it away and let us know what you have in store for us today.
Shall we jump in?
Yep. You know what? Right before we start, I realized we didn't pick team names. So Ken and Emily, it seems like they had a shared experience here. Emily, you once worked at Lush.
I did. I've worked at Lush seasonally for about 4 years. So I was talking to Ken about my love for bath bombs.
And I'm not so much for the bath bombs, but I do appreciate their soaps, and I just tried their deodorant, and it's at about a 5. It's working at about a 5.
I haven't used it myself.
5 out of 10.
But we were talking about how I have buckets of bath bombs, so we've decided to be the bucket of bath bombs or buckets.
Maybe buckets.
Buckets of bath bombs.
Buckets of bath bombs.
Because it's harder to say.
Yeah,
There
the
we
buckets
go.
of bath bombs. Okay. Jeff, what are you thinking?
Oh, I don't have anything near as alliterative as that.
How about, I was going to say, since it's right next to Lush at the Oak Brook Center in Illinois, that we would be Loxy-tan, but we don't want to say that. So how about we just be, let's see, they're going to be the bucket of bath bombs. How about we just be Team Soap? Just good old-fashioned soap. Irish Spring.
That's the worst team name we've ever had.
Team Soap?
I'm fine with it.
All right.
It's big fan of parody soap operas.
A parody soap. Well, we could do date or Suds of Our Lives. Want to be Suds of Our Lives?
Okay.
I
I'm
love
on
that.
board.
All right. So Suds of Our Lives versus bucket of
Like the
bath
suds
bombs.
through the hourglass.
Vivek, feel free to take it away and start the game.
All right. So, first question. As of June 7th, 2019, the top 30 global internet companies by market cap includes exactly one that's headquartered in Europe, and it's in 30th place. They make a product that I'm sure many Triviality listeners, including me, use. What's the company?
Oh, we're good.
Okay. All right.
Got it.
We're locked in.
Oh, how about Spotify is Swedish?
Oh, sure. I'll go to Spotify.
Yep.
I don't like when you find them there. But no, I think Ken is correct. Spotify is a Swedish company, and I'm pretty sure they would make the list. So we said Spotify.
And Spotify is indeed the answer. Good job.
All right.
All right.
Nice.
Folks.
And thank you to all our Spotify listeners who have found us there. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Which is more than 2. So that's something.
All right. Second question. The original arcade version of NBA Jam featured players from the 1992-93 NBA season. Of the players in the arcade game, who had the highest scoring average that season?
I have a guess, so we'll lock in.
Okay. Cool. This
So-
was before I was born, so.
Was it really?
I was born in 1996.
Oh, wow. I feel old. That's okay. Well, so that's right when Jordan was winning his first championships, but I feel like that's too easy of an answer. I love this game. Colleen's brother, Tom,
I feel like Tom brought this up once.
Yeah, he did. He's been on the show. We'll have to have him on again, retro sports gamer. So I don't know. I mean, my favorite teams to play with on that are the Jazz, Malone and Stockton.
I was wondering about Malone.
So I don't know. Did he score a lot? I'm trying to remember. Malone
took a bunch of shots.
That's true. Hit a lot of packages. I mean, I like playing with him. Like Reggie Miller, I think, is on that game. He's pretty good, but I don't know. What do you think? You just want to go Malone?
I was trying to remember. I thought it was not Jordan for a reason, but I don't know who else it would have been.
I don't either. I think it's too late for Magic, and I don't know.
I'm okay going Karl Malone. That popped into my head.
Okay, yeah, we'll go with Malone.
And like a simpleton, I always just choose the Bulls when I play NBA Jam. Jordan's not in it. I think Scottie Pippen is, so let's just go with that.
All right. So I think that played a little spicier than I thought it would. The answer is from the Atlanta Hawks, Dominique Wilkins.
Oh, yes.
You both correctly picked up on the fact that Michael Jordan was not in the game. There's somebody else very good who wasn't in the game.
Well, that's why they're all forgotten now.
Right. That's what happens when you want to be gloves off.
That's why Wilkins is the biggest name in basketball and not Jordan.
That's true.
I highly recommend watching I think it's the 1988 NBA dunk contest on YouTube if you can.
All right.
That's it. That is MJ versus Dominique at the peak of their dunking powers.
All right, Vivek, we're ready for question 3.
All right, question 3. 2 films have won 3 Oscars in acting categories. One was a Broadway play before it was a movie, and one was a movie long before it debuted on Broadway. Name either movie.
I'm thinking of all these ones that I think won 2 Oscars.
Right.
But I can't think of one that won 3. It would have to have been for a... So, it's either actor, actress, supporting, or supporting...
Let's go ahead and lock in with this one.
I'm okay with that.
Hannibal the musical?
I don't think it's right, but...
So the ones that come to mind are... Well, we said Sound of Music. Julie Andrews, I believe, won for that. I don't think... Christopher Plummer, though, I don't think did, because he won for Beginners. That was the first time he won. So I don't know if it's that one. And then...
Didn't Chris Plummer also win for American Beauty?
He did. He also won for Usual Suspects, too.
Gotcha.
And then Cabaret, I believe... Joel Grey won, playing the MC. I don't know if Liza Minnelli won, though. I think she did. So that'd be 2. And I'm also thinking of My Fair Lady, which I think Audrey Hepburn won. I don't know if Rex Harrison won, though. Sunset Boulevard? Glenn Close. Oh, it could be that. You just want to go Sunset Boulevard?
I'll trust your gut.
Okay.
And we're just kind of guessing Chicago, though I don't really think 3 award-winning acting performances came out of that, but that's our guess.
Ooh, that's a really good guess.
And we live there.
Yeah.
So easy answer.
All right. Neither of you are correct. Well, then the one that just debuted on Broadway was Network.
Oh, right. Bryan Cranston.
And then the old one is Streetcar.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
Vivek!
That's how we're all feeling inside.
Oh, boy.
Vivek.
All
That
right.
was a good question here.
Next question.
But let's do it. Next question, please.
The most famous and enduring set of rules in boxing are named after a 19th century British lord. What title did this lord hold? A title that's typically associated with the rules.
Oh. No. Again?
I think we had this recently.
We're going to get this wrong again?
We got it wrong.
Oh, so I'm not to blame if we get it wrong then.
Oh. Why do I always forget this?
The last time we got it wrong, I had gotten it wrong before that, and I was like, I'll never forget it, and I did forget it.
This was like the last episode we recorded, I think.
I don't know. These are the only 2 names that are coming up to
I
me.
remember you were talking about the royal thornberries, right? Or what are they? The wild
thornberries.
The wild thornberries.
All right, I'm going to just take it.
Okay, so we're locked in.
Yeah, it's just some British
Some
name.
British, like
the
person's
Canterbury
name?
rules.
Oh. The Canterbury.
By Chaucer?
Yeah.
British names.
Rosenthorn rules.
Yeah.
The Rosenthorn?
The Rosenthorn rules that everybody knows.
We couldn't remember it either, so we said it was the Lord Fauntleroy rules.
Wild Thornberrys was on the right track.
Yeah.
Marquise of Queensberry.
Marquise of Queensberry. That's right, because we talked about the Marquis de Sade, I believe.
And the Wild Thornberrys.
And the Wild Thornberrys, yeah. I feel like I wish I was being whipped by the Marquis de Sade right now after that poor answer.
Alrighty, next question. In the SNL More Cowbell skit, who plays Blue Oyster Cult's drummer?
So we're going to lock in.
Okay, so let's just name the people that are in it. I believe Chris Parnell.
Well, we got the obvious.
Yeah, Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell.
Jimmy Fallon is in it.
Okay.
Horatio Sands, I believe, is in it. And
Chris Parnell is in it.
Yep.
Chris Kattan is in it.
Kattan is in it. Okay. Is Fred Armisen in it?
I don't think Fred Armisen's in it.
Okay. So because he's a drummer, so then let's cancel him out. So Horatio Sands, I feel like he'd be standing up and laughing with Jimmy Fallon. I almost want to say it's Parnell.
I always thought Parnell was just to the left of Shot.
Okay, so then that wouldn't be him then.
Yeah.
Man. Well, who do you think then? Who's your gut?
That's
Is there
really
anyone
tough.
we're missing then? So it's got to be Kattan or Fallon.
Well, Kattan, I think, is playing guitar or bass.
Okay.
That I'm almost pretty sure of. That one I can picture.
Okay. Unless it's someone I'm not thinking of, but yeah, then I guess at least Fallon then. Fallon or Parnell.
I could see Parnell on drums.
All right, you just want to go with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we said Chris Parnell.
Jimmy Fallon.
I could have sworn he was on the guitar, but I guess that was Parnell.
You guys nailed it, except for the kind of last mile of saying Fallon. I think this was the time when he was breaking all the time. Mm-hmm. And if you notice, the drummer is just almost never visible.
Okay, that makes sense.
He has a couple moments where he bangs drumsticks overhead, but aside from that, he is not really visible. And that's I've always assumed that's why. I don't know that's
no, that's probably why.
That short period of time where Fallon was breaking all the time.
Well, I can just see him giggling behind a drum set now that I think about it.
We screwed up. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
That's my bad.
We did too. I know that sketch so well, and I couldn't think of it.
Well, I think we're 10-10 right now, right?
That's correct. Yeah, we're not doing too well.
All right.
But, we'll turn it all around.
Yeah.
We're losing together.
Next question. By height, not by term, who was the shortest U.S. president?
I think we can lock in.
Okay. We're going to lock in over here. Jeff. Jeff is an amateur pine box. What do they call them? Not tombstone. Great.
What are you even trying
coffin.
to get?
Jeff is
the derby racers?
No. Jeff is a part-time pine box coffin measurer.
Anyways, it's Madison or Monroe. I think it was Madison was the short one.
I trust you. I don't know presidents.
I think it's Madison.
All
so
right.
we're locked in
We'll
with
lock in
Madison.
Yep.
I had it pretty quickly down to Madison or Monroe. And I'm pretty sure James Madison is the one who's 5'4", so that's what we went with.
That's not short.
Not only did you get the correct answer, you got the correct height. James Madison, 5'4".
Ooh.
Apparently, for
Tom
most
Cruise's
of his
height,
life, he was just over 100 pounds.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
dear.
he was
Somebody
sickly.
I can fight.
Well, we think of it in the modern era, and the majority of presidents in the last 45, 50 years have been 6 foot or better.
Mm-hmm.
So 5'4" is historically short. It's especially funny given that like Washington and Jefferson were both over 6 feet.
Mm-hmm.
So
What president has the smallest hands, though?
All right. Next question.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
What's the highest grossing, and the answer is the same, U.S. or worldwide, Vin Diesel movie that isn't either a Marvel franchise installment or a Fast and the Furious franchise installment?
Do you mind if I lock in?
Yeah, go for it.
got
I'm mixing up The Rock and Vin Diesel right now. So,
Okay. I've got a sneaky answer. I'm going to lock in with.
So
Okay.
the Marvel ones are what?
Guardians of the Galaxy. He's in Avengers.
Oh,
and-
I guess, yeah, that's true. He's Groot.
It's such a glorified part. He's not real. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
He goes in for 2 minutes and goes, "I'm Groot," and then they they change the audio. Okay.
Triple X?
That's yeah, but is it the first?
Did you write
Triple
down
X?
Queen of the Damned?
No, I didn't know.
Or what's the other one he's in that's like...
Well, that's the thing. So I was thinking it might be the Pitch Black series, the second one, and it's completely escaping me right now. And I beat the game with my brother. I can't believe I'm forgetting the
Wait,
name.
what's the first one?
Pitch Black.
Pitch Black, and then the other one is
He's in a jail. He breaks out of the jail in the second one. He sees in the dark. I can't think of the name right now. That one did pretty well, but Triple X, now that you're making me think, did really well.
the second one or the first one?
Well, the second one is Ice Cube, so it's not X2, and he came back for the third one. Which
So I'll tell you what, in since we were talking about blackjack earlier, do you care to double down? And here's what we'll do.
Okay.
I'll give you the answer to that Pitch Black sequel.
Okay.
But then you have to go with it.
Ooh, that's a good. That's tough. You know what? I'm trying to remember if it did well or not. I remember it kind of bombed. You said Triple X, right?
I mean, I remember that being big, but I don't know about the box office numbers.
Triple X might be the one, but you know what? Yeah, we'll take it.
The double down?
Yeah.
Chronicles of Riddick.
Chronicles of Riddick. That's what it is. Yeah.
All right. There's a little movie that he was in. I'm wondering if the box office was any good for it. It's Saving Private Ryan.
Ooh, I was going to say The Pacifier too, but I didn't.
That's what I was thinking.
The answer is Saving Private Ryan. Good get. It was sneaky.
Nice.
Ooh, that is sneaky.
Good get.
Did not win the elusive Oscar though.
Who directed that one?
That was Stefan Spielberg.
Sufjan Spielberg?
Yeah.
All right. So, question 8. This recording's taking place during the quadrennial Cricket World Cup. In World Cup format, teams each generally play up to 300 deliveries. Deliveries are like pitches in baseball, divided into 50 groups of 6. What's the 4-letter name for one of the 50 groups of 6?
Bryden Coverdale in Australia. He was making fun of us for being American and not knowing anything about cricket, and it's coming true once again. But thank you, Bryden, for your Patreon support and for making fun of us on social media. I'm fascinated by watching cricket. I just know nothing about it. So I'm not sure. Is it like a hand?
I don't think so.
Like the bananas? Like we learned that a grouping of bananas is a hand.
I feel like I've heard this before, but I can't pull it.
Pool? Maybe a pool? All right. Well, what do you want to go with? Hand or pool?
Wow, such great options. I'll let you. I'll defer to you, Neal. Whatever your heart desires.
We're gonna go with pool.
So what do you want to say? Inning, outing, pitch?
None of those are 4 letters.
Did he say 4 letters?
Yeah. I've been counting on my fingers.
Ken's got another 4-letter word.
Now I'm just looking at posters.
A deal?
Oh, sure. Let's make
say
a deal.
A deal.
Enjoyable thought processes from both of you guys, but no. It's an over.
Really got to learn cricket.
Alrighty, number 9. The number 1 and number 8 songs on the 1990 year-end Billboard singles chart share a title. What's the title? Share a 2-word title. What's that title?
I'll say it out loud.
Let's go with this one.
I don't really care.
We're locked in.
You're locked in. Do you think? I was thinking originally, I was like, oh, maybe it's like Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston, but
yeah, I was thinking Mariah Carey because she was all over the '90s charts. Straight Up is an interesting one. Paula Abdul. I don't know if that was earlier though.
I feel like it was '80s, but that's the only one.
Cameo had Word Up. That was slightly later, but I don't think that was
Word Up.
I think that might have been a
Boys
little
and
earlier.
girls. What about Rhythm Nation? That's Janet Jackson. Was there another Rhythm Nation song?
Ooh. I can't think of one.
This is terrible. I'm just getting 2-word titles in my head and it's not helping. Sorry.
Hold on, I'm just gonna have a snack in the meantime.
New Kids on the Block.
Yeah, what did they do?
They had a bunch of hits.
I know. I'm just trying to think if it's one of theirs.
Thank you, because I'm not allowed to go down that line anymore.
All right, we're gonna lock in with Paula Abdul's.
Wait, no. Give me a second. What's the deal with New Kids on the Block? Name any 2-word New Kids song you could think of.
Well, I was thinking of Step by Step, which is my favorite, but I'm just thinking the other ones. And there's Hangin' Tough. That's the name of their album. Now I cannot think of their song. Oh my God. I'm not going to get it.
All right, Straight Up it is.
Straight Up.
And we just said Miss You, because it sounds like a song title.
No and no. Hold on. The more famous one is Wilson Phillips.
I was just listening to that the other day.
No, Vivek, someday somebody's going to turn around and make you cry.
Make you cry.
Alrighty. Number 10.
Yep.
When Architectural Digest asked IKEA for a list of its all-time best-selling items, which one with a not at all Swedish sounding name, ranked first.
I like this answer.
Okay. All right, we're going to lock in.
Okay.
You know what I like?
What do you like?
Lamp.
I love lamp.
Do you want to just say lamp?
Let's go with lamp.
All right.
That doesn't
lamp.
sound Swedish. Or Swedish, yeah?
Yeah.
That doesn't sound Swedish at all.
We wrote down light bulb, lamp, trash can, and then Jeff circled picture frame. So we went picture frame.
No, the answer here, so if you guys have shopped at IKEA, like 99% of things have super Swedish sounding names. Except for the Billy bookcase.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's a Billy bookcase.
That is Billy.
It definitely is.
That's so funny.
I don't know anything about the bookcases. I have built all of my own bookcases.
I'm more of a fan of the Finby. They're a little bit skinnier.
It's a bookcase as well?
It's a bookcase as
well. Okay.
I have 2 Finbys.
I can't remember if there's a chair or a table, but there's a Frasier group I'm in. It doesn't matter why. And
I think we know why.
And somebody posted they have something called Tuscalid with standard legs, and so people kept putting it to the Frasier theme song. So that's what I went to.
With Tuscalid with, what was it? With
standard legs.
Standard legs. Yeah, that's funny. All right, well, after the first round, a little tough on our competitors, but the questions were really great. It looks like Team Suds of Our Lives has 20 points, and Team Buckets of Bath Bombs has 30 points and are in the lead.
All right.
So before we get to the swing round, both Emily and Vivek are Patreon supporters, which we appreciate. Jeff, where can people find out about Patreon, and what have we been fulfilling recently?
I was reaching for my snacks, but I'll hold.
Ken needs to get both of his knees broken to learn a lesson. But no, you can find us at patreon.com/trivialitypodcast. That's where we host all of our bonus episodes. We have polls on there. We have other great exclusive bonus content, including some of the bets that we've fulfilled. We've got a few of those still to fill. But Neal was talking about fulfillment. We've got posters that we've been recently shipping out and Loot Crate boxes and other wonderful things we've been sending people. So if you're interested in checking us out and supporting the show directly, patreon.com/trivialitypodcast.
Thanks, Jeff.
And Jeff also fulfills my otherwise empty heart.
Oh, well, that's nice. That's a
really
charity in
nice.
itself.
You're a good buddy.
Yeah. Good job, buddy. Good job, Goose. Vivek, what do you have in store for us for the swing round?
Alrighty. The category is video games.
Ooh.
Oh, dear. Yeah, you'll be able to help me.
A group called Video Game Designers listed the 50 best video game characters of all time, from which I've pulled both the ranking and the description. They came up with humorous descriptions with anything too obvious omitted. So for each question, I'll give you an excerpt of the description, and you tell me either the character or one game that the character was in will suffice. First question. Quote, "This iconic purple dragon was always a little too cute for our taste. We still had to give him a nod." Number 2. "Look at this guy. No neck, no arms, no legs. It's incredible." Number 3. "Where would we be without this guy? I'll tell you where we'd be. We'd be long gone, having succumbed to a head crab attack." Number 4. We have yet another iconic character in this bald-headed barcode boy. This man could clean up, in multiple senses of the word." Number 5. "Whether a ghost or a queen, blank is a force to be reckoned with. Shout out to blank, one of the greatest RTS games of all time." Number 6. "Blank knows how to really do green skin and orange hair." Vivek's note, this is not Bowser. Number 7. "Get over here." Number 8. "Go ahead, make my day. It's time to kick ass and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of gum. Much better." Should we go on? We could go on. Number 9. We're talking about the best character in what is widely considered the best game in the series. His sword, his attitude, his troubled past. What's not to love about this guy? And number 10. One Spartan against impossible odds. Part of his greatness is that you never doubt him. If anyone can see us through this, it's John.
Okay, the teams are going to break and discuss, and we will be back very shortly, or with the power of editing, it will seem like just 1 second. Looks like everyone's answers are in as quick as I said they would be. We are geniuses here. Or something, or it was just a lot of editing. But all our answers are locked in. So, Vivek, let's go through those questions one more time, and we will give our answers.
All right. This iconic purple dragon was always a little too cute for our taste. We still had to give him a nod.
We said Spyro.
Yep, this was the only one I knew for sure, and we said Spyro.
Spyro is correct. Number 2. Look at this guy. No neck, no arms, no legs. It's incredible.
I just said Kirby.
We went with Pac-Man.
Waka 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 waka.
This one is a humanoid creature with those parts of his body missing. This is Rayman.
Ooh.
How's that 10 for 10 over there, Ken?
Not looking so good.
Jamie Foxx was really good as him.
To be fair.
To be fair.
Thank you. That does apply to Pac-Man too.
Yeah.
No, and Kirby for that matter.
He's got arms.
Kirby's got feet.
He's got hands and feet. But he does not have arms or legs.
Fine.
Okay, where would we be without this guy? I'll tell you where we'd be. We'd be long gone, having succumbed to a head crab attack.
Well, I'm holding my breath for the third installment of this series, the Half-Life series, that is. It's Gordon Freeman.
Oh, wow. We did not know that. We just said STD.
Gordon Freeman, Half-Life is correct.
He's a man of few words.
Yes. All right. We have yet another iconic character in this bald-headed barcode boy. The man could clean up in multiple senses of the word.
He's rather attractive on The Office, too. We said Hitman.
Timothy Olyphant. Agent 47 from Hitman.
Correct. 5. Whether a ghost or a queen, blank is a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, we had no idea. Jeff said maybe it's like Warcraft or Starcraft or some other form of craft. So we just said Mr. Starcraft.
And it is from StarCraft and StarCraft Brood War and StarCraft 2. Sarah Kerrigan.
Sarah Kerrigan, StarCraft is correct.
Oh, yeah.
We will accept Mr. StarCraft as well.
That's baloney. That's a lot of baloney right there. Mr. StarCraft.
I think
we only said the Mr. as a joke.
Has to go to Ken, though, at this point.
Well, Mr. StarCraft is the long-awaited sequel to Billy Crystal's Mr. Saturday Night.
Nobody knows what you're talking about half the time.
All right. Blank knows how to really do green skin and orange hair, and I did tell you it was not Bowser.
This one, I thought it was a Street Fighter character, and Jeff and I couldn't come up with the name. I think it's the really angry guy with the spiky hair, and I didn't know if it was Blanka or Baraka, I think is the one from Mortal Kombat, but we went with Blanka.
Yep, Blanka.
Yay!
Both excellent guesses. No, this is what they used for Ganondorf.
Oh, yeah.
Is that the Zelda guy?
Yeah.
That is the Zelda.
Definitely fits that bill.
Oh, my God. I can't believe it's not Blanka.
Well, I think the issue there is why would Blanka be one of the 50 greatest characters of all time?
Because it's Blanka.
I would think they would go with one of the karate fighters for the Street Fighter entry, right?
Yeah, Ken's pretty cool.
Yeah, Ryu.
Yeah, so
we digress.
Speaking of fighting games, number 7, Get Over Here.
We said Scorpion.
We also said Scorpion.
That is correct. Mortal Kombat had 2. Scorpion was the higher ranked of the 2. All black with one color highlight. Sub-Zero is also on the list. All right. A bunch of quotes, and then should we go on? We could go on.
This one we didn't know. I knew that, in the 90s, that I think Duke Nukem was the one everyone loved. He said a lot of quotes. He copied a lot of action movies and whatnot, like They Live, as Vivek said, or Sudden Impact, Dirty Harry. So we went with Duke Nukem.
Yeah, we also locked in with Duke Nukem.
Duke Nukem is correct.
Blanka's cooler than Duke Nukem, let's face it.
Hot takes.
I'm just saying, send your question 2 and 6 emails to Vivek.
Yeah, with the only in the subject line, Blanka.
You can use our email address, but...
All right, number 9. We're talking about the best character in what is widely considered the best game in the series. His sword, his attitude, his troubled past. What's not to love about this guy?
Gonna go with Cloud Strife, Final Fantasy VII.
I mean, if they up this remake, I'm going to be real sad we went Cloud from Final Fantasy VII.
Correct. The remake and the news about the remake was my genesis for hunting down a list like this.
It does look pretty cool.
Cloud was probably my favorite video game character growing up.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, and then the last one Spartan against impossible odds, ...
Yeah, Ken pulled me out of this one. He said Master Chief from Halo.
Oh, that's it. That doesn't say Master Chef, Neal. We went Master Chief.
It is indeed Master Chief from Halo.
Okay, after the swing round with the points tabulated, it looks like Team Suds of Our Lives is at 55, and pulling ahead here, Team Buckets of Bath Bombs with 70 points. Let's go to round 2.
All right. In the standard tuning of a 6-string guitar, 2 of the strings are tuned to the same pitch. What's that pitch?
Reluctant.
Cool.
2 of those strings are tuned to the same pitch.
I knew Ken would know that.
I don't know, G.
That was my first thought.
I don't know why. I'm thinking G.
G, E, F, D.
I'm thinking when I think of piano,
C?
I always think
Just
of
throwing
C.
letters out there.
D?
I always think of C, but I feel like, some guitars like Rivers Cuomo and Jimmy Eat World, they play like drop D a lot. So I don't know if it's just D and then there's drop D.
I have no idea.
Okay. Anyway, let's just go with. I don't want to go with drop D because I know nothing about it. My brother just says they put something on a guitar and that's what it does. It drops it. So we're gonna go with G though.
All right. It's E. The top string and the bottom string are E, and drop D is when you take the low E and drop it to a D, so it matches the D string.
Oh, okay.
So you can play metal.
That is all accurate. E is the correct answer. E2 and E4.
And maybe your brother was talking about a capo, which is the thing
Yep.
that they clip onto the strings to raise the key.
Oh yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
Yep.
The only guitar I play is Guitar Hero, so we'll move on from that.
Oh, nothing wrong with Guitar Hero.
I love Guitar Hero.
A poem named "This Is Just to Say" about plums in an icebox went full meme in 2017. What doubly named American poet wrote it?
Sounds completely unfamiliar to me.
The only way I'm going to get this because of the meme, and now I can't
I
even
definitely
think of the
remember
meme.
a poem about plums in the icebox, but I can't remember.
Doubly named. So yeah, it's not Roger. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, we're just gonna say Edgar Allan Poe.
Well, this person is kind of doubly named. I went with Mojo Jojo.
Famous for the Powerpuff
The
Girls.
villain from
and,
Powerpuff Girls wrote this poem.
And poetry.
William Carlos Williams.
Oh. Yeah. WCW.
What was the meme?
It was about the poem about the plums in the icebox, but people were replacing it with absolutely anything and everything. Okay, so 13. 2 of the 3 sections of the French and Italian tricolor flags are the same colors in the same position. Which of the 3 sections is colored differently? The left, the center, or the right?
Right.
Okay, we're locked in.
Yep. That's what I thought.
Okay. Okay, so they're locked in. So, yeah, I believe French is blue, white, and red, and Italian is green, white, and red. So we're going to say the left side.
We went the other way, but for the same reasons. So we said right side.
It's the left side. So French is from left to right. It's blue, white, red. Italian is green, white, red. Okay. Of the 4 1985 Bears, not including Coach Ditka, who'd eventually make the Hall of Fame, which one declined to participate in the Super Bowl Shuffle video, claiming it would seem too arrogant?
All right, we're locked in.
I'm thinking it's either Mongo or Steve McMichael. Is it the same guy?
I think Steve McMichael might be in the video.
Okay. I'm trying to think of the guy who does all the commentary after the games now. And he just yells every game. It doesn't matter what happened, if it's good or bad. He just yells.
Well,
I think it's Steve McMichael.
It might be.
And
Sayers is in the Hall of Fame, right?
Yeah.
And he was in the video.
Maybe he's not even on the 85 Bears.
Or not Sayers. Who's the running back I'm thinking of?
Peyton.
Yeah, Peyton. Walter Payton.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's either Mongo or Steve McMichael. I mean, maybe Singletary. I think he was in the video, right?
Singletary, I think, was in the video.
Okay,
yeah.
Richard Dent and Otis Wilson.
I think they were both in.
Okay, so
you can go Steve McMichael.
Okay, I have no thunder behind it. This is a Matt question, but all right, we're going to go Steve McMichael.
And just know that Peyton was a pretty good guy, so we said Walter Payton.
So there are 4, as I said, 4 Hall of Famers. I think this may have been very much a Matt question. There are 4. Walter Payton's 1, but he was in the video. Singletary is 1. He's in the video. Richard Dent is one. He's in the video. The one who is not is Dan Hampton.
Oh, Hampton's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah, he's always screaming.
He's the one who's yelling.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Sports yelling.
No, it's every.
Hampton is.
Let me tell you about this.
What'd you say, Vivek?
I said Hampton's a professional sports yeller now. I think it's on WGN Radio.
Yeah.
Yes, and they ask him about his opinion on everything, regardless if it's football or not. And he will definitely give it, and tell you to go to the local car salesman.
Thinks the Bears are going to win every game.
Yes, and even if they win, he'll complain about something. So,
next question. Ancient Greek and Roman medicine included 4 temperaments, each tied to an excess of a substance believed to comprise the body. What name, which literally means blood, red, was given to the extroverted and bubbly temperament associated with too much blood?
Let's go
with that one, yeah.
Okay, we're going to lock in.
Well, hemoglobin is what's in your blood and makes it red, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. Is it called like the 4 humors or the 4? Like the 4. Well, bile is one of them. I remember it's like blood, bile.
I'm literally having a very, very off day with my brain. So all I'm thinking of right now is Bill and Ted and Socrates, and it's not helping.
You're killing me. And
we just need a good interruption. We need a good interruption. There we go.
Just call it the humor. I can't remember.
Okay, we're gonna lock in with the humor.
We said heme.
It is in fact one of the 4 humors, but it is sanguine.
Ooh,
sanguine. Blood red.
Oh, I didn't know that's what that meant. Okay, sanguine. Looks like after
it means a number of things, some of which are related to the color and to the substance, some of which are related to psychology.
Little score update. Looks like both teams got one question right here in the first half of the second round. So scores are at 65 for Suds of Our Lives and 80 points for Buckets of Bath Bombs.
And look, if Brad Pitt can eat through his movies, I can eat through this podcast, all right?
You are no Brad Pitt, sir.
Could say that again.
You are no Brad Pitt, sir.
Brad Pitt also doesn't have to do the editing.
Right, I do.
Many times he pays for it, though.
Okay. What geometric object is formed as a set of all points on a plane such that the sum of their distances from 2 fixed points is the same?
Yeah.
That's not right, is it?
What? I don't know. I didn't read it.
That's not even a shape.
I don't know what you wrote.
That's not even shape.
You wrote Venn, which is not what we're looking for.
If you want a good Venn diagram just to think about, it's stupidity and I don't even know what the other one is. Just lack of seriousness, and I'm right in the middle right now.
All right, let's name some shapes.
We're good.
Man, I don't know. I don't really understand this conceptually, unfortunately. An ellipse.
I got an A in geometry.
I think I got a C- in geometry.
We're going to say an ellipse.
Speaking of geometry teachers.
You said an
Remind
ellipse?
me later.
Ellipse. Okay, I think that's what Jeff wrote, but I don't know.
Yeah, we said ellipse.
Ellipse is correct. I would have accepted oval as well.
Yeah.
Wow, that was such an easier answer than I assumed it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like a quadro something hedron.
17. The most common type of individual consumer credit score in the U.S. is the FICO score, which is named after what company that developed it?
We're locked in. It's almost like I work in the financial industry.
So FICO, how do you spell that?
FICO.
FICO.
Did that happen anyway?
Financial Institute of
Corporate
Onslaught.
Organizations.
Sure.
Do you have any idea?
No. FICO. My closest I got was FICO rhymes with Geico, which is not
of
anything.
Credit. The government.
Federal Institute of Corporate Organizations.
There we go. Business.
All right, and because I knew one, and I really want to be glib about it, and Ken didn't finally know a thing, we're going to go Fair Isaac.
Fair Isaac Corporation, or FICO, is correct.
I would have never gotten that in a million years.
Despite the fact that it was on like episode 35 of our show.
Nope, still no.
Fair enough.
So too many words for too much of a wordful for Kanye to say Fair Isaac with your money, right? He had to say FICO with your money.
Went to the doctor and got lipo with your Yep.
I can't even keep up most days now.
Next question. So the Corinthian architectural order is supposedly inspired by the sight of a plant that had grown through a woven basket. What type of plant was it?
Let's lock in with that.
Cool.
We're locked in.
If you were so inclined to torture somebody, you could have bamboo grow through a person. That's how aggressive it will grow.
Is that how you're going to kill me one day?
Only if you so desire.
I do.
Yeah, just kill me right now with bamboo. So this is in 3 Corinthians, as they call it, right?
That's a very good reference.
I don't know. Yeah, let's go bamboo. I don't know.
You said you weren't playing with a full deck of cards today, but I see your strengths over there.
Yep, we'll go bamboo.
Just because you don't know answers doesn't mean that you're useless.
No, I can be quick-witted. It just means I'm dumb and quick-witted. That's the Venn diagram right there. Yeah, let's go bamboo. Why not?
Yeah, for no reason at all, we just went with ivy.
Ooh.
It's the acanthus.
I don't know what that
kind of plant
word
is
is. Yeah.
You'll recognize it more or less immediately because it's all of the ornamentation ever in architecture. It's just everywhere. Next question. In gaming, and especially in role-playing games such as World of Warcraft, what does the acronym DPS stand for?
We're locked in.
I think this is deaths per second.
DPS, deaths per second?
I believe that's correct.
Okay. Well, that's fine. Let's lock that in.
I think you're close, but I think it's damage per second.
Damage per second is correct. I don't think I can give you deaths per second.
Jeff didn't have that BDE on that question, so we didn't get it right.
If you're dying multiple times per second, you got to reevaluate what games you're playing.
Damage per second.
No, just massive slaughtered battlefields.
Yeah, that would be me in any first-person shooters. Deaths per second. Get ejected so fast.
Fair.
I was watching you play the horsey game that one time, and you
Red Dead Redemption 2.
respawn and get shot in the head immediately.
Yeah, I'm bad.
That's how I was figuring the math there.
Do you play video games, Emily?
Am I good at the horsey game? Nay.
Oh, God.
Oh, there's the dad joke.
No, I don't play any video games.
There's a requisite dad joke.
Poor Emily, she brought us really nice vegan, are they snickerdoodles you said?
Yeah, they're snickerdoodles.
Snickerdoodle cookies, which we're going to eat very shortly here. And she's been so gracious to come and spend time with us, write a game, and we're, just giving her dad jokes all night. And I can see the pain.
I'm here for dad jokes.
All right, Vivek, we're ready for the final question of round 2.
Great. Last question. Believe it or not, Commissioner Bud Selig was the last winner on the Claymation series Celebrity Deathmatch. Who was the loser?
You familiar with this?
No.
All right. I'm going to lock in.
Okay, so...
Who would Bud Selig have a beef with?
Well, he's the baseball commissioner?
I think he was, yeah.
So I'm thinking of someone who he would have disqualified for some reason, which makes me think of maybe someone using steroids. So Canseco, Mark McGuire, Sammy Sosa.
I mean, that's
where my logic takes me.
Fine with me.
The funniest person that you would want to put on Celebrity Deathmatch, I think, would be Canseco.
Harry Carey.
Well, Harry Carey, yeah.
Hey.
Hi.
Would you eat that hot dog? I know I would. But
then he just smashed with a chair.
I used to know that by heart. Yeah, I mean, Canseco seems like he'd be the funniest guy to put on Celebrity Deathmatch.
He does seem the most roid ragey.
Yeah, and I know I'm thinking of the Lonely Island's wonderful Netflix special, The Bash Bros, but that might be swaying my decision here. But we're going to go Jose Canseco.
And I didn't really know who you were talking about, but I was familiar with the show, and I think I remember seeing Michael Jackson on it, so Michael Jackson.
Team Soap was a little closer. So Bud Selig had famously beefed with Barry Bonds.
Oh.
So right idea. Steroid user. And in fact, the way that he dies is his head explodes. So very much on the right track.
Well, at least our logic was there. It was somewhat sound. Makes me feel good. Okay, it looks like before we get to the final round, the scores are kind of tight. Not really. It looks like Team Buckets of Bath Bombs is pulling away here. They have 100 points, and Team Suds of Our Lives has 85 points. So let's see what Vivek has in store for us in the final round here.
I got to give my thanks to 4/5 of that video game round.
Yeah, you guys did really well. Now you did perfect, right?
No, I missed 2.
Oh, 2. Well, you're still pulling ahead though.
All right. So for the final. The 5 categories are as follows. The first is food and drink. The second is history. Third is film. Fourth is literature. Fifth is physics.
Some useful categories for a change. Don't you know how we do things here, Vivek? They're supposed to be useless categories.
I'm okay putting a little on film and a little on physics.
All the wagers are locked in, Vivek, so let's hear those questions.
All right. First question, food and drink. Yountville, California is a culinary destination thanks to what restaurant named for its building's former purpose? 2. History. Who was the last emperor of Ethiopia where the monarchy was ended in 1975? He is viewed as a god among the Rastafari and consequently gets plenty of pop culture shoutouts. 3. Film. Director Franco Zeffirelli passed away the week of our taping, and though he's better known for the adaptation of Romeo and Juliet, what other Shakespeare work did he adapt to film with Elizabeth Taylor in the title role of Catherine? 4. Literature. Which author is referred to in this excerpt from a 1903 New York Times book review? If nothing else makes blank popular, it ought to be rendered so by the complete way in which it will satisfy the love of dogfights apparently inherent in every man. 5. Physics. What sparkling name is given to the SI unit for energy, defined as when a newton of force acts on an object through 1 meter?
Looks like the teams here are going to break to discuss these answers, and while they do that, just mentioning the opportunity to come join us over at the Crop and interact with all the other listeners of the show. There's been some fun polls recently that Matt has put up, and we look forward to hearing some of your answers for that. But join some of the other listeners over at the Crop on Facebook and see all of our cool announcements and whatnot, and get updated on everything related to the show. The answers are all locked in, so we are ready to go through, Vivek.
Great. So, first one. Food and drink. Yountville, California is a culinary destination thanks to what restaurant named for its building's former purpose?
Well, we only wagered an Oakland 5 on this one. Not too confident. We just guessed the Warehouse.
Okay, the Warehouse. Don't eat there when there's a full moon. We wagered... That's
pretty good.
We wagered 0. And Jeff, what did we have?
We said the Beef Barn.
I hate that so much.
That sounds disgusting.
Number 1 item on the menu is the old injection.
No, the answer is the French Laundry.
Oh,
which is
I've
the
heard of that.
Which is the first American restaurant to be ranked number 1 in the world.
Oh, that's a good fact to know.
I always forget that Vivek has a great palate and goes and seeks out good restaurants.
Yeah.
I have a gutter palate and will never go to this place.
2. History. Who was the last emperor of Ethiopia where the monarchy was ended in 1975?
Boy, we think we're way off on this one, so we just picked a thing that we hear in reggae music, which is probably insensitive, but we just said Zion. I know that's a thing in Christianity and Judaism, but Zion.
What'd you wager?
10.
We wagered nothing, and I don't think we had a good answer for this. Neal was trying to pull it from a film angle, but there was nothing we could get there, so...
Yeah, we didn't know. I've seen the usage of the lion in many different reggae drawings and whatnot, so we just said lion. We had no idea.
The last emperor of Ethiopia was Haile Selassie. So, along with Zion, that is one of the things that gets shouted out in reggae frequently, and by Wyclef as well. Okay, film. Director Franco Zeffirelli passed away the week of our taping, and though he's better known for the adaptation of Romeo and Juliet, what other Shakespeare work did he adapt to film with Elizabeth Taylor in the titular role of Catherine?
We talked about this one for a while, but we couldn't think of it, so we just ended up going with Taming of the Shrew, hoping that she was the shrew.
And that's for 10 points.
That's for 10 points.
This was one of 2 categories that we actually wagered on. We wagered 15. I knew that this was a film that Elizabeth Taylor did with her on and off again husband, Richard Burton, I believe. The only reason I knew this question was from the clue Catherine, which was Julia Stiles in 10 Things I Hate About You, which was based on Taming of the Shrew.
Taming of the Shrew is correct. Richard Burton was Petruchio. Good get, folks.
Nice.
We only went hard on film in physics, and we should have gone way harder.
Yeah.
All right, literature. Which author is referred to in this excerpt from a 1903 New York Times book review? If nothing else makes blank popular, it ought to be rendered so by the complete way in which it will satisfy the love of dogfights apparently inherent in every man.
We wagered Oakland 5 on this one. Thinking about old-timey authors. First we thought like war dogfights, and we went Hemingway, but then we were like, it's a little early for plain dogfighting, so maybe actual dogfighting. And we said Jack London.
Ooh, that's a really good guess. We wagered 0, and Jeff and I didn't really have much of an idea.
Nope. And we didn't even confer. In fact, we're great team effort here, but it looks like Neal wrote down Hemingway, so we went Hemingway.
Ken, you're spot on. This was in reference to Call of the Wild. It is Jack London.
Yep. Old Buck came through for me again, guys.
All right. And then the last one, physics. What sparkling name is given to the SI unit for energy, defined as when a newton of force acts on an object through 1 meter?
For the big 0 points?
We put shimmer.
Yeah.
Good word.
We wagered a little bit more. We went 15, and I'm pretty sure this is a joule.
It is indeed a joule, not spelled the way the sparkling item is, but Joule. Yep.
Yeah.
Good get.
Not the vape.
I was going to say, not the... Is that the Brad Dourif
Also not
vape?
Joule.
All right. Well, it looks like it all came down to the final round here.
It's neck and neck.
It's neck and neck after some smart wagering, or you might say dumb wagering on our part here over at the Suds of Our Lives. But lucky, it looks like the final scores are going to be 100 for buckets of bath bombs and 115 for Suds of Our Lives. So the soap opera dramatization looks like it lasted and prevailed.
Cream of the crop.
And we are the cream of the crop. I'm in such a daze, you have no idea.
We don't need a tagline after 120-ish episodes.
That's our bread and butter, man.
And we barely
won. That's the
won.
cream to our crop.
We barely won. I don't know if there was enough eggs in that cream, but
there's no eggs in cream, in fact.
And that is a correct statement.
All right, Neal's in a fugue state, so
also remind me to never eat anything Neal prepares.
Yeah, right. So I will go ahead and thank Vivek for hosting a great game.
Thanks. Always a pleasure, guys.
Yeah, thanks for joining us today, and thanks for being a Patreon supporter. Emily, thanks for joining us in the studio, and also thanks for your support.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for the dad jokes.
Yeah.
Good times were had.
I feel like we let you down. There could have been a few more.
And just like that, Neal spills water on the table to finish this episode of Triviality. For Jeff, Neal, Emily, and Vivek, I'm Ken. That was Triviality.
Yeah, we're good for it.
And we had other people jumped on too. He's like, look at these Americans. And all these other guys are like, oh, silly, whatever they call us. I don't remember. We're probably, I don't know.